SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerian soul are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
This is how a garment factory looks like in China. If you travel there and you step into any of their factories, this is exactly what you will see. Hundreds of sewing machines, hundreds of Chinese youths off the street working hard, producing garments for the world, for Africa, and for Nigerian markets. For years, I've always asked myself, how come the Chinese can do this and we cannot? Now, how come the Indians and the Bangladesh people can figure this out, but we haven't been able to figure this in Africa? You see this factory? It's just like what you find in China. The only difference is that this factory is in Aba, and the people working here, they are Nigerians. Hundreds of Nigerian youths off the street. When we started this garment factory, our biggest fear was power, electricity. Because you know why? In China, they don't use generator to run their businesses. So I'm doing this video to say a big shout out and a big thank you to Aba Power for giving us 24 hours steady electricity. Last year,
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, another beautiful day, another beautiful news update day. My name is Godwin Niwejman. You're welcome to Wednesday edition of SSM African Update. I'm here in Milan studio and I'm seeing a great man on the other side. Who's that man?
Good morning. Well, my name is George Juku, all the way from Toronto, Canada, and I'm here to welcome every one of you watching this program this morning, our News Echo Wednesday Global Africa. So stay tuned. We have a lot to unload to you today, and we are ready to rumble.
We are ready to rumble. Big George, you're welcome. One thing we say here is we take people first in our approach in everything we report. So be it news, politics, lifestyle, entertainment, we cover real story, real life stories, and we don't bring, we put it out as it is. So it's good to see you. It's good to see you, John. Yeah, so let's get into it. It looks like it has become, our legal system is looking like they're a little bit childish in some of their rulings and verdicts. Anyway, there's a breaking news that the appeal court has nullified the registering of ADC and 4 other parties. Now we keep hearing the registry, non-registry, the registry, no, somebody appeals, somebody takes it back, this has been happening for, since last year, October or thereabout. George, what do you
Yes.
know about this story? Appeal court has finally nullified the order. It is an order now to that the plan they had to deregister ADC and some other parties.
Well, there are many tentacles to this particular story. Nigerian Court Appeal has overturned an earlier court order that sought to deregister the African Democratic ADC in short and four other political parties. The ruling restores legal status of the affected parties, reaffirming that due process must be followed in matters affecting political participation. Now, listen to this though. This is an important development when you look at it from the facial aspect of it, from the peripheral. Now, what were the legal grounds for overturning the regulation? What does this mean for the future of the affected political parties? Could this legal reversal have any connection to Atiku Abubakar's recent attack on the president of President Tinubu? Or is it simply the result of the Court of Appeal applying the law independently? So far, there is no evidence that it has anything to do with Atiku. But this is what you are. There is such, I don't know, when we talk about not trusting the judicial system in Nigeria, a lot of people will say, "Oh, stop talking bad about our judicial system." We have seen it again and again and again. There is no uniformity in the application of the law in our country. They use technicality, they use all kinds of legal mumbo jumbo to make decisions over issues. And we believe, I personally believe, it's my own opinion, that money is the driving force behind most of the decisions that are being made, not the legal jurisdiction and the legal application of the law. That's what I believe. So, but you see, Atiku started fighting. Like I said last time, he is fighting for his political life, and he doesn't even care how far he will go to get what he wants. Is that okay with us as Nigerians? Well, I don't know. We're in democracy, so let's keep on looking.
Let's keep on looking, George. Viewers, what you see there on the screen is the five parties that have been declared is an order. They appeal that the registering of these parties will take effect. So this overturns that ruling earlier that it says that ruling was unlawful and it didn't lack jurisdiction. So George, you said it well. There's no uniformity.
That's no uniformity.
Yes, one court will speak today, another one will speak tomorrow, another one, the Supreme, the appeal, all manner of appeals and overturning and all of that. It's not showing that it looks like they don't know what they're doing. That's what it looks.
Seriously, because
Yeah.
you questions the integrity of the court itself.
Yeah, integrity of the court itself. It questions it. Yeah. All right, George.
George, very sad.
Yes. So we'll continue to look at that. George, there is this news update that just came: the killing of a colonel, a brigadier colonel in the army. It's a sad one. We don't know how this happened, but a serving colonel has been killed in Abuja early.
By who?
Yes, by some bandits, whatever they call them, kidnappers and all of that. But they've killed our colonel, and his wife and family have been taken out to the hospital. They were inflicted with some pain. So this news is coming this morning. Colonel Abdusalam Udi has been attacked and killed in his home in the district of Abuja. So, George, we want to come to that story of also the 30 persons that were killed in Kaduna. And so that means this thing is not ending, George. What do you say?
No, it is not ending. This thing is not ending. You see, because what is happening is this, and why is it that all of a sudden, when the military have decided to use the American intelligence to go after these terrorists, all of a sudden they are targeting most of the commanders. They are killing the military leaders in Nigeria. Why is that? Who is setting up? Because these so-called bandits that we have in the bushes today, these young men that are being used to perpetrate this evil, Islamic terrorists in Nigeria, they don't know most of these generals. So who is it that is directing these people to go after some of these military leaders in Nigeria? That's the question we need to ask, because all of a sudden they are killing a lot of generals. They are killing a lot of these, a lot of these military leaders in Nigeria. Who is it that is targeting them? Who is sending these terrorists to go after them? Let me tell you something. This terrorism in Nigeria has a lot to do with leaders in Nigeria. There are some big people that are involved in this. And until we go back to the roots cause of all of these things and discover who these people are, the complicit association of these big men that are benefiting from this terrorism, it will not end. Because this targeting is actually deliberate and intentional.
Deliberate and intentional, George. George,
Yes, it is.
30 people were taken off in Kaduna, Kwari local government part of Kaduna. And we're still talking about that. We're still talking about other killings too. The Kaduna own is very sad, George. I don't know if you follow that news. They came in the early morning of Monday morning, and they struck that village, that town, Kamaru village in Kwara local government here. Killed all these people, families sleeping. Imagine early in the morning when people are still sleeping, you're attacking them. So they said women, children, the entire villages, families were killed in their sleep before they were also set ablaze. The houses were set ablaze, and that happened.
Okay. This is the reason why I am saying, and I keep on saying, that the only way to stop this nonsense that is happening is public firing squad or hanging. Look at what is going on. All of a sudden, chickens are even more valuable than lives in Nigeria. Can you imagine that? This is a tragic massacre, is yet another painful reminder of the persistent insecurity facing our communities. Can you imagine what is going on? The continual loss of innocent lives is absolutely unacceptable, and the authorities must act decisively to bring the perpetrators to justice, prevent further bloodshed. Victims deserve justice and not repeated condolences, because it is already shown that the more we go after them, the more brutal they become. So that means we're not making any inroads into their affairs. So what we need to do is to make this is war. This is war. This is war. Go to Ukraine. They will use thousands upon millions of dollars worth of equipment, but they will only kill 10 people. But look at this. 30 brigadier generals are being killed in Nigeria. And to us, it's like everyday, happening in our lives. Chickens are more valuable today than lives in Nigeria. And it's a shame to the government of Nigeria. A complete and absolute shame to our government. So there is no mercy when it concerns this. We slap them on the wrist and say, "Oh, repentant." No, there is no repentance. And I said this before. Build a camp, a boot camp. Use all these animals to cultivate food for the nation. That's the only way. Put them there, hard labor. Anybody that is caught, they will stay right in there. Put the military around to protect that boot camp and ensure that they are being used daily to cultivate food. The food basket in Nigeria has already been destroyed. Therefore, we have to use them. They are strong enough. If they can live in the bushes, they can live in the camp, and we will teach them how to cultivate yam, maize, cultivate potatoes, cultivate all these things. That is the only way. If you allow them, they will continue to do what they are doing. And when we know that they have shed innocent blood, public firing squad. That is the only answer.
When we know they have
Too
shed
much. It
innocent
is
blood,
too much.
public
One
firing.
child dying is more than enough for the law to change in Nigeria. We are playing games. From top to bottom, we are playing games. And that's how
George,
it is.
George, strong words you're putting out. So, viewers, this is the story we're getting. Nigeria, not part of Nigeria, in a town in Kaduna State, not Kaduna. We heard 30 families were wiped out. They said it was a multiple generation within the same household.
Can you
So,
imagine?
same household, now they've wiped out their generations. It's sad. And George, what you're saying, they said that town, that Kamaru town, is more of, they are predominantly farmers. So what this means is farming will cease for some time because nobody will want to go to farm.
That's exactly the point that I'm making. If they are, they are destroying the food basket, the people that are bringing famine in Nigeria, we will turn around when we capture them, put them in the boot camps. Masses of land, they're going to be used. They will cultivate food for the nation. From them, we will replace the food baskets in Nigeria because this is deplorable, it's so despicable. I don't even know what to say about this. We are playing games. We are playing games. Yes, we are.
We are playing games, George. George, anyway, some people are making efforts too at this whole insecurity issue. We had Oyo State, Southwest Nigeria, confirmed the arrival of 2 surveillance camera aircraft that will help to fight insurgency. I think that's some effort from the Oyo State, where we had that Ori kidnap, that school situation. So now they are putting things in check so that there won't be more of that. Those aircraft will be hovering around the state, mostly in the forest area of the state, checking who's coming to kidnap, who's doing what. I think that's an effort, George. Is that not so?
Yeah, the acquisition of this surveillance aircraft is a welcome step towards strengthening the security in Oyo. But the real test, however, is whether this technology will be backed by decisive action. Okay? Many Nigerians believe local vigilante groups have often recorded notable success against terrorists and bandits in our communities, highlighting the need for better support, intelligence sharing, and stronger commitment from the military and government. With the right political will, that's the key. The right political will. The right political will. Okay? These new assets can help deliver lasting security for us. But why is it now that all of a sudden we have drones that can be used to track these people, to follow them, to find out where they are, especially after they kidnap? Why is Nigerian government not applying that? We have drones, sophisticated drones that can actually be invisible, but they can actually follow these people in the bushes. We are not doing it. Like I told you before, we are playing games. When we get serious, I guarantee you, you will see results. We will see results when we get serious. We will see results because there is no nation. I know when you come to Canada, people might take guns and kill, people or whatever the case might be. You go to US, there is, sometimes you get somebody who might take AK-47 and kill a lot of people. But this is almost like a daily occurrence in our nation. All of a sudden, do you know that if you kill a cow in Nigeria, you will suffer more consequences than killing a human being in Nigeria? This is what our life has actually diminished to. That animals are even more valuable than humans. We're talking about 30 people being killed, 340 something people being kidnapped. Children, their lives are going to be changed forever after experiencing many days and months in the bushes. Can you imagine? This is a country? Come on, man. Let's get serious. Let's get serious.
Yes, George. But there's something about this surveillance aircraft and all of these things. You need to know how to operate it. You need manpower. You need drivers behind it. And when we don't have that skill, we might be buying these things and just be packing them in the warehouse. Let's bring in our strong man from London, UK. Yes, the strong man from London, UK. Who's that man?
Dr.
Good
Femi.
afternoon.
Dr.
My name
Femi.
is I remain Olufemi Karonwi, London, UK. Yeah, good afternoon, Nigerians all over the world. Good afternoon, citizens of the world. How are you guys doing?
We are doing
We are
wonderful.
doing well. Dr. Femi, we are
Morning, many lives lost in Nigeria again, Dr. Femi.
Yes.
Morning, many lives lost.
Dr. Femi, you heard that from
Yeah.
George. That's very true.
Yeah.
We are mourning the general, Brigadier Colonel that was killed in Abuja yesterday. We're mourning 30 farmers that were killed in Karoma local government in Kaduna. We're mourning also those that have been abducted that we don't know where they are. Now, these are the updates coming from this insecurity issue. Dr. Femi, we thought we might be seeing this thing reduce, but it's still it's waxing stronger. It's going out of control. What's your take?
Yeah, I need to commiserate with the families of those that their lives has been taken. It's sad. It's a loss that cannot be replaced, and it is something that's worrying some to anyone that is human at all. It is also something that we all condemn in all totality. But in all this we're talking about, it is still the fact that we are still grappling with insecurity. It is still something that is still in progress. It's not something that goes away overnight. It's an ideology that's been on for a while, and it's not something that been on for about 20 years now, vertically. But all this killing and all these attacks especially in that region, has been on for decades, and we cannot just sweep it up by the hands of everything. So it's still more work to be done. More is a call for duty to our security apparatus. It is not something that it is not something that we will wish away. If something that we wish away, we'll always wish it away. But by and large, it is still something that needs work to be done by security forces. Insecurity is not peculiar to Nigeria, it's all over the world. And people who do evil will always do evil, no matter what you want to talk about. They will still do evil. So you see, find people like that. For the army officer that's been attacked, I'm sure the investigation will be done further on this one. Where it come from or where it is from, nobody knows. But we will still. I expect the security forces to work on this. But it's a sad situation.
You know, Dr. Femi, I was saying a few minutes ago, why is it when pressure is being put on these people, all of a sudden they're targeting the military leaders in our country? Are you going to tell me that these young people that are in the bushes that are being used to perpetrate this evil are the ones who are deciding to target these military leaders? Can't you just make a connection to some people that some big men that are in Nigeria that are benefiting from this, that are complicit with all these young people that are being used, that are targeting these leaders? Because, you know, I mean, seriously, a time will come when we will get tired of being tired. We'll become sick of being sick of this whole entire situation. Because right now, in the next 2 weeks, these people that died in Kaduna now, will not be remembered anymore. Another one will take over. It's like a tsunami effect. Okay, we talk about your state is gone, Gombe is gone, and nobody remembers anymore. Lives in Nigeria, like I said, I used to compare lives in Nigeria with cows. Now chickens are even higher have higher value than lives in Nigeria. Think about it for a moment. And I'm not saying this because, think if you go statistically and see the number of people that are being killed, and I'm not blaming anybody, as in the government is doing the best they can. And I can guarantee you tomorrow that as you will want this thing to live tomorrow, to get away. But there are so many, like what you talk about, evil servants. There are evil citizens
Okay.
that
Okay,
are
George.
benefiting out of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let
No.
me bring a point George said earlier, Dr. Femi.
Yeah.
Maybe you could help us. The new style of warfare is not just going with guns and running. It is all of these drones and all these high-tech gadgets and sophisticated fighting devices. But you see, the secret behind those things are you need people that can man them. You need to not have the skill. You need to know how to operate these devices and know how to operate it very well. Now, are we shortchanged? We just heard Oyob receiving some gadgets, and George was saying these things are not still being used, and it's true. So surveillance aircraft, to have surveillance aircraft, many is okay, but we need the training of young naval men, Air Force men, and all of these people, even ordinary citizens that will be experts in administering this thing. What do you say?
I'm sure that any reasonable government that purchase this aircraft will get people that will be trained to man and use them. That's your state one. But on the issue of insecurity and this killing of people we shouldn't just look at it and just glorify the killers for the fact that they've done it. One of the things you must notice is that they target they are now their own model brand is target soft targets. Now this one about the military officer that was killed. There's a one-off in a long time, and if you look at even the Western world, the issue of insecurity is not something that's taken for granted. And also, as we are growing into a democracy, and we're growing to a nationhood, bigger nationhood, we tend to understand that. Now, if you talk about the people that have been killed in these regions, it's a sad situation. But if you look at the number of people that have been killed in some Western nations, there are children that go to school and never return. They were shot in classrooms. They were shot on the streets. There was a young Nigerian music writer. He came all the way. He was killed in Charing Cross in London, knifed to death. 35-year-old young man. So this is London. So what we're talking about, insecurity and challenge of insecurity, is not something that is going to go away. It is something that we have to devise method and means of dealing with them as a nation. As we begin to grow bigger, wider, we should deal with them. For example, this issue of the farmers that were killed, local government security and local government security forces will have been able to come into to challenge this kind of crisis if it's functional. At the state level, we need to look at that as well. It is as a nation, as we grow older, bigger, grow older, go more, like Sajo says, these sophisticated machineries are not, people will be trained to do that, because then begin to look after themselves, after their neighborhood, after their community, after their local government. Security, I used to say that security is local.
Well, security is local. But you see, some of these equipments that we are buying, the local vigilantes will not be able to use it. That's another issue there. So there have to be a connection between the local government, the state government, and the federal government. So all these things working together will actually bring a reduction to these people. Because, seriously, Dr. Femi, we are thinking from we know, like I said before, in Canada, every day you might have accidents, you might have somebody that might knife somebody, you might have somebody that shot, somebody. It is something that is happening. But our own situation have gone way beyond this type of situation, because when it is like a planned strategic attacks like this, it is a war that we are in, whether we like it or not, an internal war that we must use every effort we can, technologically, administratively, and otherwise, to ensure there is a complete and absolute reduction to the number of these people. Like I said before, there are thousands upon thousands of them. And because of the kind of money that is being paid to these people, it's become a lucrative business for these young people who did not go to school. And this is another issue that we need to face. This Islamic education that they are, trying to enforce that they must have. We got to get them away from that nonsense, because what you don't know what they are being taught, you don't know what they are being said to, that is fueling these young people, so that all of a sudden they look at everybody else as enemies, and they don't care. They call, before they kill, they say halak or whatever they are saying. We must make sure that these young people that are growing right now, they have to engage them in Western education. This is what they are fighting against.
Okay,
so it's
gentlemen,
a revolving door.
let's. I'm looking at the aspect of acquisition of fighting instruments and not using them. Do you people know that in 2024, Nigeria did one of the highest acquisition of military equipment in the history of Africa? It's there. You can Google it. Now, the sad thing is, and the interesting thing is, where I am now is where they did the purchase. They purchased 24 M23, M346 fighting aircraft, specialized, Italian built. If you see these gadgets, if not for glitch thing, I would have shown us here. Now, do you know that all of those aircraft, fighting aircraft, are not being used? I don't know why.
No. Yes, Mark, please let us understand that some of these things.
Okay.
When you acquire, you don't get supplied. There's a difference between acquisition and supply. When you acquire military wear, all right, it will take some time for it. They don't manufacture it and put it down for someone to go and buy. As you want to go and buy Danfo, or you want to go and buy B2. No. When you order them, it takes some time for them to manufacture to your specification, and then you train people to use them for that purpose. There were some that was purchased by Jonathan. It has just been delivered.
Okay, but
so it takes some time for it to be manufactured, trained for it, and then used. So it takes some time.
A 2023 acquisition should have been supplied by now.
No, it doesn't work like that.
No. Wait, let's come. The manufacturing aircraft builder, what's their name again? Boeing. Now they have one of the good things. I understand that acquisition and supply thing. I know that. One of the good thing they have in their dealership with clients is acquisitions are made, and it takes just 3-4 months for supply. So you can't tell me that we're in a war where people are being killed every day, and we're making acquisition, and it's taking us 3 years to get the supply. Now, what about if people all die away and we don't need those instruments again?
Can I bust your bubble on this? Do you know that Nigerian government under Jonathan bought aircraft from the American government? Hold on, from the American government. When this crisis just started, Jonathan acquired this. They made them, and they refused to supply because they said they've not trained people to use them. And therefore, by the time the Jonathan government left, there was some issues with that. Sometimes there's so much technicality that goes into this. Ammunitions are not something that you just make and give to somebody else, because each time it's shot. Hold on, each time a bullet or a bomb is shot, the imprint of the country that made it and the people that shot it will be on it. So therefore, it is part of the safety security by United Nations that whoever makes that ammunition should train people who will use it correctly and accurately.
But the Jonathan case wasn't much of that. The Jonathan's case was, they said America didn't do the supply because they said it will go to the wrong hands.
Politics. Look at the politics of it. Look at the politics of it. So there's also politics of it.
Well, you know what? Can I say something?
Go ahead.
We can give all kinds of excuses all we want. All I'm saying, the day we stop playing games with lives in Nigeria, you will see a result being taken. Right now, let me tell you, and I keep on saying this, I am not blaming the leaders in Nigeria. I am blaming the people under them. Because these leaders, nobody wants to change their image or mess up their images. None of them want that. Asiwaju does not. Most of them, they do not want to mess up their image. But what we are seeing is where people are now struggling. Just like what you always say, the evil servants in Nigeria. The leader, look at what a lady that came out yesterday that was fired on that Better Edu. That lady that was fired over the welfare situation. She came out crying yesterday. I was listening to her and I felt so sorry because I believe that she was not complicit to what was going on.
Yes, civil servant.
Yes,
civil servant.
But she did all she could. But the people around her, she cried out to the security forces in Nigeria, to EFCC and all the rest of them. But I can guarantee you that if you investigate this, it are people that are surrounding them, people that are still their names and their signatory to this account that we used to withdraw money periodically from that same account were the ones who made this woman look so bad because they saw that she was going to expose them. And now all of a sudden she becomes the victim rather than the victor. You see what I'm saying? So
yes, I understand where you're coming from. And that is what we're talking about. Media trial too. Media trial. The media try people, and like you said, the civil servants, their names don't appear anywhere. Their actors don't appear anywhere. The people that appears are the people above, and then we just see them as evil. Meanwhile, for example, look at the guy in Borno State. He said the government released money, a particular amount of money. 1/3 of it is what got to the grassroots for the particular purpose of releasing over 3/4 of it was stolen by people in the civil service and some people and some politicians. So these are the things we talk about. Like you said, there's challenge in Nigeria. The challenge in Nigeria is that a lot of people that do not have their names out in the media are the one perpetuating evil in Nigeria. Look at the people most of these people that were kidnapped. The people that will do the negotiation, collect the money, or do anything are people whose name don't appear anywhere. Anyway. They will collect money. There was a case of one guy in Kogi State or Kwara State that was kidnapped in a farm. The government of that state did all they could do. And they released, I think they released about 5 million or 15 million naira for the guy to be released. Do you know that the owner of the farm gave them only 4 million naira out of 50 million? The owner of the farm that was kidnapped in there only gave them 4 million naira. Out of the 15 million, she start on 11 million. And that guy was kidnapped from her farm. So you finding that the Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians play lip service to security. I used to say this, if Nigeria works, many Nigerians will not survive. If Nigeria really works. Many Nigerians, because a lot of us are very comfortable in perpetuating evil all in the name of when it suits us. But when it doesn't suit us, we all shout. People go to court, and when they get good judgment, when they get judgment in their favor, the judiciary, when they get it, the judiciary is corrupt. That's what we do in Nigeria. And when we do this, all we do is destroy a system. We destroy a system. When the system doesn't work for us, we want to destroy it. When it works for us, we want to praise it. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. I agree totally with you, Dr. Femi. But let's move forward to something that seems like it's working, as our president said. Our president said we have stabilized Nigeria. We've delivered economy from bankruptcy. This was Nigerian president with the clergymen, the Catholic bishops of Nigeria. Gentlemen, let's be honest. He said this, yes, but I know we will define our argument, but have we been delivered from bankruptcy to a good economy? Sir George, let me start with you. What the president told the Archbishop. Do you agree?
The president says that administration inherited an economy on the brink of bankruptcy. But since have stabilized, it through reforms, improve public finances, and economic restructuring. That's what he said. He assured the Catholic bishops that security and economic reforms will continue while acknowledging the need to improve the welfare of ordinary citizens. So he agreed that ordinary citizens are not feeling it yet because it starts from the top and goes down. Tinubu administration can point to some microeconomic gains, including fuel subsidy removal, foreign exchange reforms, increased government revenue, and efforts to restore investors' confidence in Nigeria. We're seeing what is happening with Germany, interested in investing in Nigeria. Supporters argue these measures were necessary to prevent a deeper fiscal crisis and lay foundation for long-term growth. However, we got to speak truth to power, got to speak the truth in love. For many Nigerians, the experience since 2023 has been very, very different. Citizens have faced soaring food prices, high transportation costs, a weaker naira, persistent inflation, and declining purchasing power and increased hardship. We cannot deny that. You got to go to the grassroots and talk to people. I experienced it when I was in Nigeria not too long ago. While economic indicators may show signs of stabilization, many households say they have yet to feel the meaningful relief in their daily lives. Now, we know that it takes time, and we're seeing the results coming in slowly. Ultimately, the success of any economic reform should be judged not only by government statistics, but by whether ordinary Nigerians can afford food, transportation, healthcare, education, and enjoy better quality of life. Until those improvements are widely felt, many citizens will remain skeptical about the claims that the economy has fully recovered. And I'm giving a very balanced view of this on both sides. And that's my stand. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the stand.
Very fantastic submission, Sir Joe.
Yes.
Now, I always try and make economic sense of this issue that we talk about. Fine, it is not trickle to the grand grassroots. There is something we need to understand, and I want to also have an open mind. When we talk about high rise in inflation, who are the people creating this inflation? We Nigerians creating it amongst ourselves. Who are the people making this exponential profit that does not look at the effect of our fellow Nigerians? We ourselves. We will buy petrol at 700. The moment the petrol goes to 1,000, we will take the price to 1,000. When it goes back to 700, we won't bring the price of the transport down. We will remain at that price. We start extorting money from people, and then we complain when it turns around and hits us. There was a video of a village head, a Bale. He went into the town. He was complaining, and the other video, he was telling off people. He said, these Hausa farmers brought albosa, onions, all the way from the north. They are selling cheaper. You are buying from them, and you take it to other marketing and said at exorbitant price. It don't cost you anything. You are said at very high price that you are doing evil to your fellow people within the same village. What we need to understand is that there is a citizen. There's a need for us to orientate our people. When you extort money from other people, the thing will turn around to hit you. And we don't want to do, when it hits us, when we complain. When we take it, a landlord that changed the rent from 1 million naira to 4 million, and when he now use that 4 million to go and buy something in market, will complain. Meanwhile, forgotten that the person that he is tenant is the one that supplied that person. So it's a chain of events. We need to begin to orientate ourselves in the need for us to understand that the effect of what evil we do to other people comes around to meet us. Now we talk about the thing not going to the grassroots. The federal government has released so much funds to the state governors, to the local government, some local governments, and not, I say some, with the emphasis on some. The local government are still sitting on the moment. Everybody is looking at the federal government. So we need to begin to check that. Lastly, and most importantly, which we need to understand is that when we talk about weak naira, the naira is not weak. The naira is stronger now. Reason is this: we need to look at what do I produce to sell to make the foreign exchange. For example, I said it before. I buy smoke good from Nigeria. and I buy it from here. A goat meat in London is about 175 to 180 pounds. Now, because of the cost of living, it has gone to about 90 pounds, 190 pounds. And that goat on the 25th of July, I just bought once for 60,000 naira, 60,000 in Nigeria, and 30,000 naira to dress it. Now, if I import it from here, it will cost me another about 90,000. If we put all this together, it is still on up to 100 pounds. It's still up to 100 pounds, and I will buy for 190 pounds here. If I do that, and I do that, I make 90 pounds on every goat I buy, and therefore I spend about 150,000 naira in Nigeria, and I will make about 500 pounds in Nigeria. That's what this naira is all about. We begin to educate ourselves on the need to look at what do I export. Is when you import, that's where you say the naira is weak, because you are importing. And we need to stop ourselves from importing. The reason why China was what China is today was China closed its door to importation and was exporting. Do you remember some years back? Anything you want to print, anything you want to do, you go to China because it's produced at cheaper rate there, and it costs less to bring it here. And we need to begin to look into that. Or else, this and you are not looking for anything to export, to send out. All the clothes I've been wearing, even the one I'm wearing here, was made in Nigeria. Can I tell you, this thing was made for £5. This shirt was made for £5. In London, because I bought about 20, I sold each one of them for £15. 15 pounds. Made in Nigeria for £5, sold for £15. And that is what we're supposed to be looking at. Well, sitting at home, I'm a graduate, I'm not doing anything. All
right. No, Doctor. Listen, George, today somehow, his words, Dr. Olufemi's submissions, I align so much with them. I agree.
Yes, I need to see that shirt very well, though, because I was admiring it.
Yeah, that's Lagos, advertising Lagos.
Wow,
a city and what?
Wow.
And Danfo and all this stuff. The vision of Lagos on here, and I have many of them, different colors. Nigerians in my church rushed it.
Dr. Femi. Take pictures of those and send it to me, okay? Or put it on LinkedIn, because I love it. This is what I love.
Different size, short for summer outfit. People are rushing to buy it.
Listen to this. Let me tell you something. Ghana was ahead of us. Here in Canada, most of the stores here, Ghana will produce all the necessary products, package them in Ghana, and ship them to Canada. Now we are learning. You see what you just said now? You don't know how many people you have educated.
Yeah, that's true. And they are here.
You don't know how many people you have educated just simply on this alone. That is somebody who is so discouraged, who have no vision of where they are going. What you just said, there is a young man here and a young man listening to us who will listen to this and say, oh, this is a good opportunity for me. Let me do the logistics on how to be able to do this, because this is incredible. And I am so thankful to you for what you just said. Please take
the other crazy thing is, I don't know how Nigeria carries the foreign currency thing in their mentality. We use Naira, but all we talk about is dollar and dollar and dollar.
Dollar. You are selling banana, dollar. You are selling orange, dollar.
And that alone could cause inflation. That alone could make our Naira look like it's nothing. Meanwhile, that's our money is Naira. Everybody, do you know most Nigerians have accounts, and they have the dollar account, and they live in Nigeria. They're not the ones abroad.
Mark, let me bust your bubble on one skin that I saw. There was a woman. They gave her two options. Take $1, and then they gave her 20,000 naira. $1. You know the woman chose $1. 20,000 naira. That $1 is 1,400 then, or 1,600 then. She chose the dollar and left the 20,000 naira.
Oh my God!
They don't know what it means. You just shout dollar. They just shout out. This guy that makes this is a graduate of University of Ibadan. He lives in Ibadan. And if I sell you his catalog, you'll be surprised at what he makes. He will make t-shirt, hooded t-shirt with all the things. If you want your picture on it, he will do it. It is how fantastic it is. Do you know that my mom's program and funeral program that we did in London, the one in London, the guy did everything. It cost me less than £400. If I sent done in Nigeria, in London, it will cost me less than £4,000, less than £500. About 1 million naira. It cost me. That's what it cost me. That is what I'm talking about. And this guy will have gone smile to the bank with 1 million naira. Maybe the cost of making it is about 300 or 400,000 naira. He will have made about 600,000 naira cool cash. And I will have smiled to the bank. Why do you think people are rushing to Nigeria in December? The dirty December? Because the value of a naira, they will get better value of that naira in Nigeria. They will enjoy their life with few pounds in Nigeria. What you cannot do in Nigeria. I just booked for my wife. We are going away on this weekend. I just booked a room for £120. That £120 will book a whole house for a Airbnb in Nigeria. A whole house. One room in London, a whole house in Nigeria. So that is what we are talking about.
That's what we're.
You know something else. What Massive Mark.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah.
Massive Mark, I need to say something. I need to what Dr. Femi was saying before. What we need to do is to create an agency that will, actually whistleblowers. Like for instance, price gouging, because right here in Canada, there are some grocery stores that came together and started, increasing the price of bread. The price of bread doubled, and people had no choice because everywhere you go, they were doing it. When it was discovered, they had these companies to pay off their nose. Today is stabilized. So we have to have an agency. We have said, for instance, if the gas price is a certain price, there gotta be an equitable gray area. If you want to go so far, call that particular place. Let's investigate and find out. And if they are found out they're gouging the prices, then we will put them, we'll let them face the law. That is the only way that somebody.
We should call them price control. Price control in those days.
George, there are regulators, there are controllers and regulators in Nigeria.
Why are we not using it? Why are we not using it?
Sometimes those regulators become complicit. They get involved in
Thank
fraud.
you. Evil servant.
Nice. Evil servant. So what I was going to say is let's do this continually, what Dr. Olufemi has done. We have the power to do this as Nigerians in diaspora. We don't have any. We want good for our country, so we should do more. So what we'll be doing is putting our mouth more in this tourism things that would enhance the growth of Nigeria and the economy from our small standpoint. So thank you, Dr. Femi, for what you've just done, gentlemen. But let's wrap it up. We know that the WAFCOM Cup, the Women World Cup, WAFCOM Cup, is a tournament that arranged the women for the World Cup, and the Women World Cup is coming 2027. Yesterday, I wasn't happy with the news there. Dr. Femi, I know you're a ball man. What did our girls do?
Yesterday, our girls were showed shaky.
They were shown shaky.
Yesterday by Malawi. The first half was a one-sided game, but I noticed something, and I knew that would eventually happen. Our midfield was playing too deep into the Malawian end. So what they were doing was doing counter-attack. And they scored the first goal. We did not learn from it. They did the second time. Within minutes, they did the second time. Yes, our guys came back. The manager did a change and all this stuff. We came back in there. Oswala was brought in, and the winger was changed and all this stuff. And Okonkwo came to the right, to the left, and then the dynamic of change. But the midfielder kept doing the same thing. when the third goal was scored. But Nigeria rallied back, scored 2 goals. Yeah, still it's the first game of the group, but we need to do better than that. The midfield was nowhere to be found. What they were doing was putting the ball over the midfielders, and then the worst thing you want for a defender is to run towards his goal, and then the goalkeeper has no choice but to come out. But now we have learned our lesson. Thank God it's the first game, so we have 2 other games to win to qualify, and then because the first with the winner, the semi-finalists, and the 2 losers, 4 will represent Africa at the World Cup. So this is not only WAFCON Cup, it is also a World Cup qualifier. The last 4 will go to the World Cup. We are aiming for the 10th WAFCON. The 11th.
But remember, this was how our Super Eagles also started, and we said, "Oh, there is still early stage, no problem. They will pick up." We need to go head on from the start to the end. So we don't. I mean, imagine the sad memory of not having the Super Eagles at the World Cup. You know, everybody still talked about it since today.
Yeah, it's a massive economic loss to Nigeria. Massive economic loss. People that make T-shirts and sell T-shirts will have sold in millions for the Super Eagles T-shirts, jerseys. They will have sold in millions. Then people pay per view will have made so much money for me watching millions of Nigerians watching football or this matches. So it was a loss to the entertainment industry. It was a loss to the production industry. It's also a loss to football as well. It's also a loss to us because we are now gone down in the FIFA ranking. And therefore, when we are doing draws, we will not be ranked as top teams. We rank at any other thing. So it is not only the fact that we miss out the World Cup, we miss out a lot of things. I hope the Super Falcons will learn from it and do the rightful thing because they have a good team. Trust me, they have a good team. They were complicit. They were complicit yesterday. They had chances upon chances. They kept on missing it. Oh, we're going to score later.
I want to take your words, Dr. Femi. I know you're our sports analyst here. Sir George, we hope the women will do better and take us to the WAFCON game and World Cup game next year. So we don't want any excuse. Sir George Abi, we don't want any excuse. Yes, all right, gentlemen, our time is almost up. I don't know if you have anything to keep the viewers abreast with. Is there anything from your end, Dr. Femi?
It's a fire in Spain and in France. I hope it's been under control now. We're hoping that this will be curtailed. It's still very much alive, but it's getting closer to the cities, and the firefighters are working on it. I pray and I hope that this is curtailed and the people are safe.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, yesterday there was a senator that recently died in America. The funeral was yesterday, and our senator, what's his name again? What's his name? Oh man, it escaped me. But anyway, a lot of world leaders came yesterday. Zelensky was in the United States. Benjamin Netanyahu was in the United States, and they had a meeting with Trump, regarding the world affairs, Iran, and all the rest of them. We discovered yesterday that the Strait of Hormuz, Trump is saying that they are in complete control of it, but it doesn't seem to be so. But also, Zelensky, Ukraine just shut down, one of the ships that were transporting goods to Russia. And this is actually escalating, this situation. We might be heading to third world war if we are not very careful, because there is a lot of there are many countries that are complicit in trying to support one another, and this is one of the situations that we are having. So we hope that America and Iran will come to an agreement so the price of fuel will reduce, in the world today. So this is what we are looking for, and we are praying for the government of Nigeria. We're praying that the Lord will continue to strengthen our president and his wife and his family and all the governors and all the local government chairmen and every leader in Nigeria, and to expose corruption wherever it is. Make it light that our nation will move forward to that paradise that we are all hoping for, to bring peace to one Nigeria. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, George.
Thank you very much.
The senator you were saying is Lindsey Graham. Yes.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham, very famous senator.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you, George, for that prayer. Thank you also for being around. Also, Dr. Lufemi. But some people observed something. They said we own the network. You all own this network. They said I shouldn't be addressing you guys like guests anymore. I shouldn't be thanking you, and I shouldn't be welcoming you. And that is a fact. So it's your network, Dr. Femi. George is obviously his network. So no more of saying thank you, welcome, and all of that.
Well, so listen. Among us, there gotta be somebody who is moderating. So you are the moderator. So you can also thank us for.
You are doing a good job.
You're doing a fantastic job.
All right,
so, yes.
Thank you. Okay, so viewers, you
had the fact that we have issues. That's why that we have issues.
Dr. Femi.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Femi, if we don't have issues.
No, I'm talking about.
Listen. No. If we don't have issues, we'll be suspects.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be suspects. So the issues are part of the juices that make
issues are part of the issues.
That's right.
Wonderful. All right, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. All right. God bless you. Peace out.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.